Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to discuss about all the formulas that are in PMP basically. We are getting one or two questions on formulas, so I thought let's make a video and make sure that you guys understand everything about the formulas. The most easiest one is expected monetary value. That is risk is equal to probability into impact. Now the question can talk about the risk is positive, then you will use impact as a positive number, or the question can talk about risk is negative or threat, then you will use as a negative number. So let's say the question says there's a 40% probability and there's a negative risk of $100. Okay, so 40% probability multiplied by negative risk $100. So the answers become like for $4 or something like that. Okay, if we want to solve 0.4 into minus 100, okay, simple calculations, 0.4 into 100, 10 comes here, it goes there, so $40 minus $40. If the question have talked about that the risk is positive, then we would have straightforward use positive risk into that thing. I hope that is clear to that. This is for expected monetary value, or you need to calculate the risk into it. I haven't seen any question in the exam for this, but you must know that. The second is some extension into the same risk topic. It's a decision tree. Okay, same question with two options. The question says there's a risk that may occur. If it occur, the probability is 40%, and it will have an impact of positive impact of $100, and there's a 20% probability that it can occur and it will have a negative impact of, let's say, $30. So what will you do? We call this as a decision tree. Okay, 40% probability multiplied by $100, 20% probability multiplied by minus 30. You will calculate it, and whatever the answers will, you will add. Let's say this is risk 1, risk 2, decision tree become R1 plus R2, so your answer will be there. To put in the comment what answer you get by doing that thing. I would love to see your answers in the question. Okay, let's talk about the next one. Next is earned value analysis. Now a lot of the calculation is about this. Earned value analysis tells you how you are doing cost wise or schedule wise. So schedule variance is earned value minus planned value, and also known as schedule performance index, earned value divided by planned value. It should be 1, that is 0 or greater than that. If it is good, if it is 1 or greater than, if it is 1, we are on schedule. If it is greater than 1, we are ahead of schedule. If it is behind 1, we are behind schedule. This is basically schedule variance for you guys. Schedule variance, also known as schedule performance index. Similarly, if we talk about cost variance is earned value minus actual cost, or CPI is earned value minus divided by actual cost. It should also be in the same way. Greater than 1 is a good option. It's less than 1, kind of a bad thing. We don't want to have a less than 1. You become over budget into that. Complete budget in the project is called budget at completion. Okay, that is the initial budget, and if you change a budget, the budget has to change. It is called estimate at completion. Estimate at completion is budget at completion divided by CPI. It can be calculated in this way, or the money you have spent, actual cost plus how much more money you need to do that. Estimate to complete. Two formulas for that. Normally exam only talks about SPI and CPI. So if you know that SPI CPI is greater than 1, that's a good thing. Another formula that is used is to complete performance index. This formula basically management is concerned, will we be able to complete the work in the remaining funds or not. So this is work remaining divided by fund remaining. Okay, if you look at there, This is opposite of CPI. What do I mean by that? If you have more work and less funds, more work, less fund, which means it is greater than 1, this is a bad thing. We want more money and less work. Everyone wants that the same thing. Okay, so TCPI is work remaining over fund remaining. Now how do we calculate this thing? If I put TCPI becomes budget at completion minus earned value. This is work remaining, total work minus work you have done, the new budget minus the funds remaining. Okay, if you have calculated EAC, this becomes EAC minus AC. If your previous BAC is still be used, it will become BAC. But the good thing is we need TCPI less than 1 as a good thing. Okay, let's use a formula to understand these things. How do we do that? Let's say you are constructing a wall. I'm using a picture here instead of a statement, but I will explain it. You are constructing a wall. Your budget at completion is, let's say, $6,000. Okay, you are supposed to complete it in 4 weeks: 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week. Today 2 week has happened, 2 weeks have passed. Okay, 2 weeks have passed and you have completed the work of $1,200. So earned value is $1,200. 2 weeks have passed, which means if I divide it equally, 15, 15, 15, 15, planned value is $3,000. Okay, and you have spent on it $14,000. 14,000. Now here the question can ask what is the estimate at completion. The question can ask you what is CPI. The question can ask you what is SPI, schedule variance, cost variance, or the question can ask you TCPI. Okay, so using those formulas, the formula I have explained it, why don't you put your answers in the comment box? What is basically TCPI? Is TCPI greater than 1 or less than 1? First thing first, put that in the comment and also give other values. I would be interested to knowing it. I can solve it for you. It will take less than 1 minute, but I want you to solve this, do this exercise actively, so that for once you solve it for life, you will never have problem in this question. Okay, then the last formula questions that we are going to discuss is 3-point estimation. 3-point estimation consists of optimistic, pessimistic, most likely. It can be in 3 ways, that is average, triangular distribution, or beta distribution. Optimistic 4 most likely plus pessimistic divided by 6. If the question does not says like to use which one, always use this. This is called as beta distribution or PERT analysis. Both are the names that we used for this. Okay, both names are used for this thing. Triangular distribution and beta analysis, both are used for it. Now the question can actually give you this is optimistic, pessimistic, or most likely, but the chances are the question will say that you are working and your team has given you duration of 14 days, 45 days and 25 days. What will be the estimation? Something like that. You should know that minimum duration is always optimistic, maximum duration is always pessimistic, and this is most likely. So put that on the formula and give me your answer. And my question here is that, is the answer by PERT analysis and triangular distribution, that is average, is same or different? Put in the chat box. These are some of the formula questions that if you know, you can solve any formula question in your PMP exam. So I will be looking for the answers that we discuss, that you solve them and put in the comment box. Thank you very much. And if you have any question, feel free to ask. And if you are watching it on YouTube, please do subscribe the channel if you haven't done it, because I put daily content and I want you to learn PMP and get it done as soon as possible. Thank you very much and become PMP.